Hey everybody, it's Mr. Perez again. I'm now on problem 3. Your learning target says I can draw, identify, and label points, line segments, and angles of a familiar figure. Now this word right here, figure, I want you to think about what it means, okay? Because sometimes we might see a word and they might use it for another meaning and you may not have a clear idea exactly what it means. So think about what it's talking about here. So I can draw, identify, and label points, line segment, and angles in a familiar figure. Okay, so when you see figure, it's kind of like a shape. Now, with the last 2 problems that I did with you guys, this figure that I drew with the points, and it had this, kind of look like that, this is still a figure, okay? So it doesn't necessarily have to be a shape that you have seen before, but it is just like lines that are together to form a figure, okay? So today we're going to be doing figuring out the lines and the line segment, the points and angles of this familiar figure. This familiar figure is a rectangle. Very nice. So with that being said, the first thing is let's look at labeling points. So the first thing we have, do we have any points on this rectangle here? Do you see any? Nice job. Yes, you do see some. So it's whenever 2 lines meet, that's when you have a point. So 2 lines right here meet, point. Now remember, alphabetical order, what's the first letter of the alphabet? A. The next one is over here, 2 lines meet, B. And the 2 lines meet down here, C. 2 lines meet down here, D. Okay, so those are your points. So you have 4 points in this rectangle. Okay, now moving on, let's think about line segments. So remember, a line segment is where 2 lines, or where a line has 2 endpoints. Now, if you look at these points, you should see where 2 lines meet, and those are your line segments. So we have A, B, that's 1 line segment, A, B. How do you draw, or what do you draw above A, B? Yes, just a straight line. So you do a straight line. So then what I do and what you guys should do at home is when you're doing this, go in order. So A, B, okay, boom, it's right there. B, D. Remember, straight line across to show that's the line segment. D, C. Line segment DC, straight line across the top. C, A is the last line segment. C, A. Now remember, you could reverse these. If you want to say line segment BA, line segment DB, line segment CD, line segment AC, that's totally fine, as long as you have them together. Now if you put line segment AD, those aren't connecting, so you can't do that. So you make sure when you're doing this, they are touching and coming together, okay? All right, the next thing is we're going to do our angles. Now in the last video, Mr. Perez, myself, I said that whenever 2 rays share 1 endpoint, that creates an angle. Now notice up here, there aren't any rays. So does this have any angles? Yes, it does. Even though it doesn't have rays, you have to imagine that these lines keep going and going and going and going. So with that being said, whenever you are doing your angles, I'm going to write this in green. So angles. If I were you, I would start here at the top, and then we'll draw and connect 3. 1, 2, 3. So this went from A, B to C. So you say angle A, B, C. Oh, I'm sorry, not A, B, C, A, B, D. Okay, then since I started here, now I'm going to move over to B, and I'm going to go down and count 1, 2. This went from B, D, C. So again, this is angle B, D, C. Our next one. So I started here. So I need to start here now. I have D, C, A. So angle D, C, A. And then the last one is going to be from C, A, B. Angle C, A, B. Remember, whenever you're writing your angles, the middle one, whichever one's in the middle, so you see how I did C, A, B, A is in the middle. That is where you're going to write. A is if it's in the middle, you put it in the middle whenever you're labeling it. So be sure you do that. Okay? So, if you wanted to get really technical with this, you could show your angles by doing this right here, like an arch. But if this is a rectangle, we're not going to draw arches. So, we're going to stop there. These do have angles. But I'm not going to have you do the arch for these because with the next lessons to come, I'll show you exactly how to do that because rectangles, their angles are a little bit different from the shape that we did in the previous video. So, with that being said, I just helped you guys label your points. I helped you guys see your line segments. And then I helped you guys label your angles. All right? Our next thing is for problem number 4. So let's go ahead and you can go ahead and jump to the next slide for that. See you there.